Have you ever wondered what it's like to be trapped in your own mind, chained down by an invisible force called depression? This is the battle that millions face every day, an unseen struggle fought not on the fields of war, but within the confines of their own minds. It's a battle that's often misunderstood, shrouded in silence and stigma. Yet it's as real as any physical ailment, capable of inflicting deep wounds that aren't visible to the naked eye. Depression isn't simply feeling down or having a bad day. It's a profound sadness that permeates every aspect of life. It's like being stuck in a dark tunnel with no end in sight. It's the constant feeling of being weighed down, like you're carrying a heavy burden that you can't shake off. It's a relentless sense of hopelessness and helplessness that makes even the simplest tasks seem insurmountable. Depression is complex and debilitating. It's an invisible force that can hold one captive, a ghostly adversary that doesn't discriminate, affecting people of all ages, from all walks of life. It can alter your personality, making you feel like a stranger in your own body. It can distort your thinking, clouding your judgment and twisting your perception of reality. But perhaps the most insidious aspect of depression is its ability to isolate. It creates a barrier, a chasm between you and the rest of the world, making you feel alone in your suffering. It's a silent scream that no one else can hear, a silent pain that no one else can see. Yet in the midst of this unseen battle, there is resilience. There is courage in every breath, in every step taken, no matter how small. There is strength in the struggle, in the will to keep going, despite the darkness that surrounds. Imagine being in a constant state of despair, unable to escape. That's the reality for many suffering from depression. But remember, it's a battle that no one should fight alone. There is help, there is hope, and there is healing. This is the unseen battle of depression, and it's a fight that we must face together. Meet Joe, a bright young college student, but beneath his jovial exterior, he fights a silent battle. Joe is like any other college student. He's ambitious, has a close-knit group of friends, and dreams of a bright future. But unlike most, Joe is living with an unseen affliction, a dark cloud that hangs over him constantly. Major depressive disorder. A gifted student, Joe once reveled in his studies, his eyes lighting up every time he solved a complex equation or aced a difficult test. But depression has stolen away that joy. Those equations that once enthralled him now seem impossibly complex, the tests insurmountable. His grades have begun to slip, and with each passing day, he finds himself falling further behind. Depression has not only dimmed Joe's academic life, it's also cast a shadow over his relationships. He used to be the heart of every gathering, his laughter infectious, his spirit invincible. But now, Joe often finds himself retreating into silence, his mind lost in a labyrinth of dark thoughts even in the midst of his friends. They try to reach out, but depression has built a wall around Joe that's not so easy to penetrate. Depression has a way of altering one's personality, and Joe is no exception. Once vibrant and full of life, he now feels like a shadow of his former self. He struggles to remember the last time he truly felt happiness, the last time he felt like Joe. It's as if depression has stolen his identity, leaving him adrift in a sea of despair. But Joe is not alone. He's one of the millions grappling with depression every day. He's one of the countless individuals who wake up each morning and put on a brave face, even when every fiber of their being is crying out in pain. He's one of the many who, despite their struggles, are determined to keep going, to keep fighting. In the face of depression, Joe is doing his best to stay afloat. He's seeking help, reaching out to professionals who can guide him through this storm. He's learning to recognize his triggers, to understand his condition better, to adapt healthier coping mechanisms. He's beginning to realize that it's okay to not be okay, that it's okay to ask for help. Joe's journey is far from over. There will be good days and bad victories and setbacks. But he's committed to fighting his depression, to reclaiming the life it has taken from him. He's determined to prove that while depression may be a part of his story, it doesn't have to be the whole story. Joe's story is a stark reminder that depression doesn't discriminate. It can impact anyone regardless of their circumstances. Depression doesn't just affect one's mood. It seeps into every aspect of their life. Imagine a dense, heavy fog that obscures everything around you. That's how depression can feel, clouding the mind's ability to enjoy life, to connect with others, and to find hope. It's not just about feeling down or sad. Depression can manifest in a myriad of ways, many of which are unseen by those around the affected individual. Physically, depression can lead to fatigue and a lack of energy. Simple tasks like getting out of bed or brushing your teeth can become monumental challenges. It can disrupt sleep patterns, leading to insomnia or excessive sleeping. Eating habits may change drastically, either leading to weight gain or loss. In some cases, depression can even cause unexplained physical symptoms like headaches or back pain. Emotionally, depression can make a person feel empty, hopeless, and worthless. It creates a negative lens through which the world is viewed, with joy and happiness often being replaced by persistent sadness or anxiety. A person suffering from depression may lose interest in activities they once loved, from hobbies and socializing to work and even sex. The world becomes colorless and life loses its flavor. Socially, depression can lead to isolation. It can make it difficult for a person to maintain relationships or to even communicate with others. The lack of energy and interest can lead to withdrawal from social activities, causing a person to feel more alone and misunderstood. But it's not just the individual who suffers. Depression can ripple out, affecting relationships with family, friends, and colleagues. It can strain marriages, alienate friends, and impact work performance. Depression is not a character flaw or a sign of weakness. It's a medical condition that requires understanding and treatment. It's crucial to remember that depression is not the fault of the person suffering from it. Depression changes a person, often in ways that are invisible to the outside world. Living with depression isn't easy, but it's not a life sentence either. It's a journey, often a difficult one, but it's important to remember that like any journey, it can be navigated. Depression is a complex interplay of biological, psychological, and social factors. It's not just a matter of feeling sad or down, but a condition that can pervade every aspect of one's life. But it is not an invincible foe. There are tactics and strategies to combat it: therapy, medication, support systems, and self-care practices. Therapy is a cornerstone in managing depression. Cognitive behavioral therapy, for instance, can help individuals reframe negative thought patterns. It's about changing the narrative in our heads, shifting from self-defeating thoughts to ones of resilience and hope. Medication, too, can play a significant role. Antidepressants aren't happy pills, but they can help restore balance to the chemicals in our brains. They can take the edge off the crushing weight of depression, making it a little easier to push through. But we can't overlook the importance of support systems. Friends, family, support groups, these are our allies in the battle against depression. They remind us that we're not alone, that there are others who understand our struggle. They can provide a shoulder to lean on, an ear to listen, a voice of encouragement when we need it most. Self-care practices can also make a world of difference. Regular exercise, a healthy diet, adequate sleep, these can all boost our mood and energy levels. Mindfulness practices like meditation or yoga can help us stay grounded, and creative outlets can provide a means of expressing our feelings and experiences in a constructive way. Depression can feel like an insurmountable mountain, but remember, mountains are climbed one step at a time. It's okay to reach out for help. It's okay to lean on others. It's okay to take care of yourself. Because living with depression isn't about suffering in silence. It's about seeking help, finding strength, and discovering hope. With the right help and support, living with depression can become more manageable. Depression is a battle, but it's one that no one should have to fight alone. It's a heavy burden, and it's okay to ask for help. We often overlook the power of reaching out, but it can make a tremendous difference. If you or someone you know is fighting this unseen battle, remember, there's strength in seeking support. Mental health professionals are equipped with the tools and knowledge to help navigate through the stormy seas of depression. They can provide coping mechanisms, therapies, and sometimes medication, all tailored to individual needs. Supporting those dealing with depression is equally crucial. A simple act of understanding, a patient ear, a comforting word can mean the world to someone struggling, so let's break the chains of stigma. Let's be open, understanding, and compassionate. Reach out, seek help, and remember, you're not alone in this fight.